thing is, wait, hey, load up the van and give me some time to load up the van. Well, as I was walking down St. Catherine Street, to me way, hey, load up the van, a fellow musician I happened to meet. Oh, give me some time to load up the van. She told me of work to be had in the north. Way, hey, load up the van. My pocket's been empty, I called up henceforth. Oh, give me some time to load up the van. It was up in Mont Tremblant where the rich folks do play. Way, hey, load up the van. So confidently I expected good pay. When to load up the van. So you may imagine my duel and dismay. Way, hey, load up the van, to find that they paid just $1 a day. Hey, give me some time to load up the van. They showed us a place on the floor we could sleep. Yay, hey, load up the van. They said eat what you like as long as it's cheap. Hey, give me some time to load up the van. And when it came round to settling up time, way, hey, load up the van. Our wages were short but $1 and dime. Hey, wait the time to load up the van. So here is the moral of my brief report. Way, hey, load up the van. Though their pockets may be deep, their arms may be short. Hey, give me some time to load up the van. So this is a song. This is like the 19th century Reader's Digest version of like a 97 stanza like sort of medieval ballad. And originally, well, you get the idea of it. The chorus goes like this, and it's sort of in. My accent will probably slip, but it's from the North Country up in sort of Geordie land, read. And the chorus goes like this. It goes. Lads, hold your gobs, I'll tell you an awful story. Wish, lads, hold your gobs, I'll tell you about the worm. One Sunday morn young Lambton went a-fishing in the weir. He caught a fish upon his hook he thought looked very queer. And just what kind of fish it was young Lambton couldn't tell. And he wouldn't fash to bring it home, so he wiped it down the well. Wish, lads, hold your gobs, I'll tell you an awful story. Wish, lads, hold your gobs, I'll tell you about the worm. Young Lambton 'gan to be inclined to fight in foreign wars. He joined up with a troop of knights who feared neither wounds nor scars. They went off to Palestine where queer things him befell. And he very soon forgot about the worm down in the well. Wish, lads, hold your gobs, I'll tell you an awful story. Wish, lads, hold your gobs, I'll tell you about the worm. Now this worm grew big, he growed and growed, he growed to an awful size. He had great big teeth and a great big gob and great big googly eyes. And when at nights he'd crawl about to pick up bits of news, If he got dry upon the road, he'd milk a dozen coos. Wish, lads, hold your gobs, tell you all an awful story. Wish, lads, hold your gobs, I'll tell you about the worm. This awful worm would often feed on cows and lambs and sheep. He'd swallow little bairns alive when he lay down to sleep. When they lay down to sleep. And when he'd eaten all he could and he had had his fill, he'd crawl off and he'd wrap his tail 7 times round Penshire Hill. Wish, lads, hold your gobs, I'll tell you an awful story. Wish, lads, hold your gobs, I'll tell you about the worm. Now word of this most awful worm, it reached across the sea, to the ears of brave Sir John, wherever he may be. So he went home and he caught that worm and he cut it into halves, which very soon made an end to his eating cows and calves. Wish, lads, hold your gobs, I'll tell you an awful story. Wish, lads, hold your gobs, I'll tell you about the worm. So now you've heard how all the folk on both sides of the weir lost lots of sheep and lots of sleep and lived in mortal fear. So let's have one for brave Sir John, who kept the bairns from harm. Brave Sir John and his clever trick with the awful Lambton worm. No, lads, a whole big gob, that's all I know about the story. No, lads, a whole big gob, the awful Lambton worm. I am a roving journeyman, I roam from town to town. Whenever I get a job or work, I'm willing to sit down. My kit's along my shoulder and my grafting tool in hand. Around the country I will go, a roving journeyman. And when I come to Glasgow, the lassies jump for joy. One says and say the others, now here comes a roving boy. One treats me to a bottle and the other to a dram. The toast around the table goes up to the journeyman. Well, Linton, Addy, Turin, Linton, Turin, Addy, Linton, Addy, eh. Pots and pans and helping hands will see you on your way. Oh, Linton, Addy, Turin, Addy, Linton, Addy, eh. Give a penny to the journeyman to help him on his way. A week or barely 3, when the promised daughter went and fell in love with me. She asked me for to dine with her and took me by the hand. Proudly told her mother that she loved the journeyman. Ach, away you go, you silly maid, how can you say no more? How can you love the journeyman you've never loved before? I don't love sweet, I do entreat, I'll love him all I can. Around the country I will go, a roving journeyman. Linton, Addy, Turin, Linton, Turin, Addy, Linton, Addy, eh. I've pots and pans and helping hands, I'll see you on your way. Oh, Linton, Addy, Turin, Addy, Linton, Addy, eh. Give a penny to the journeyman to see him on his way. You need no crutch no more, and foot you'll have a horse and pair. My wealth within poverty contented I will share. So overflow the flowing bowl and drain it if you can. Toast the promised daughter and the roving journeyman. I am a roving journeyman, I roam from town to town. Whenever I get a job or work, I'm willing to sit down. My kit's along my shoulder and me grafting tool in hand. Around the country I will go, a roving journeyman. Well, Linton, Addy, Turin, Linton, Turin, Addy, Linton, Addy, eh. Pots and pans and helping hands will see you on your way. Oh, Linton, Addy, Turin, Addy, Linton, Addy, eh. A penny to the journeyman to see him on his way.